Hi, and welcome to the um, unit on logic study guide. A lot of this is just a preview of what's going to be on this. I'm mostly just going to be worried about actually doing the questions, but you can give it a quick read if you want. For conditional statements, make sure you can write them into if-then form. Make sure you know how to negate, that little symbol right there. How to identify hypothesis and conclusion, how to create the inverse, converse, and contrapositive. Those three things are very important. Identifying and writing a biconditional. Those are the ones with the backwards arrows to show that it's true forward as well as backwards, and how to use the logic symbols. If P, then Q, with the little tilde for not. There was the and there was the or, that kind of stuff. And for deductive reasoning, just the law of detachment and law of syllogism, or neither. Because remember, if it's neither of those, you would write no valid conclusion. So that's just the quick of what is on it. As for the actual practice problems, here we go. Write each statement in if-then form. So it says, all students at Hermitage take an English class. So don't know what Hermitage is, but apparently all students there take an English class. So let's find out. All students at Heritage take an English class. So for me, this is kind of like the dividing line of where the thoughts are. You're talking about students, and then what about those students? They're taking an English class. So here are the students, they're taking an English class. So all, first of all, you don't usually use the word all when you write an if-then statement. So if student at Hermitage. So I'm just gonna say, like, if you're a student then you take an English class. That would be an acceptable answer. You could also say, if there's a student at Hermitage, then they take it. So, like, if someone is a student at Hermitage, then they take an English class. So there is more than one answer as long as it makes sense. All right angles measure 90 degrees. So same thing. What are we talking about? We're talking about right angles. And then what about them? They measure 90 degrees. So I'll say, if it is a right angle, then it measures 90 degrees. So I had to change measure to measures for grammar, but if it's a right angle, then it measures 90 degrees. So all right angles measure 90 degrees. Done. And then every dog has 4 legs. So we're talking about dogs, and we're talking about them having 4 legs. So if dog, then 4 legs, basically. So if, let's see, if dog, if it is a dog, then it has 4 legs, something like that. It's hard to say, like, if you have a dog, because technically this isn't talking about your ownership of a dog. Or, like, if you come across a dog, it has 4 legs. Like, it's not talking about it coming across a dog. It's just, hey, look, there's a dog. If you're looking at a dog, if this is a dog. So if it is a dog, then it has 4 legs. Converse, inverse, contrapositive. Converse, if you remember, we always start with if P, then Q. With converse, you switch them. So instead of PQ, it's QP. With inverse, you negate both of them. So it would be not P, then not Q. You negate both of them. You don't switch, you just negate both of them. And then with contrapositive, you switch and negate. So not only is it QP, but it's also not Q and not P. You have to switch both. And there you go. That's what they are. Now we're just gonna actually do it. So if it's September, then last month was August. So I'll write if, and I'm gonna switch them, right? Instead of September, August, I'm gonna do August, September. So if last month was August, then it is September. So you were just switching the hypothesis and conclusion, which, in this case is it's September and last month was August. So you don't include the if and the then when you're finding the sentences, but you switch them, right? If last month was August, then it is September. Inverse, you negate them. So if it is not September, then last month was not August. You just put not in it. So it'd be something like this. If it is, but then because of the negate, you put not September. Then last month was same thing, put not August. So the negate makes you put the not in there. So I put that in red just to show you. Whereas contrapositive, you have to do both. You switch it and negate it. So if last month was not August, then it is not September. So not August, not September. Everything changes. So if last month was not August, then it is not September. There you go. So there was a little jingle we had before with how to do these things with the converse, inverse, contrapositive. The jingle was converse, inverse, contrapositive, switch, negate, switch and negate. Converse, inverse, contrapositive, switch, negate, switch and negate. Woohoo! I'm excited. Are you excited? Don't answer that because I can't hear you. Shh. Okay. We got, looks like 2 more pages of this left. But it looks like I'll probably just do 1 page at a time. So we'll call it here and we'll come back with the next page in the next video. So here you go, zoomed out. That's the stuff. That's what we got. See you in a bit.